What's wrong with your Jeep, Henry?
Chrysler built it. We got to switch over for AMC. Oh, Willie sold it.
So we're actually heading to Moab right now for PA. Me, Henry's wife Stephanie, and Keith.
Keith was a smart one. He's got a Land Cruiser.
Yeah, I know, right?
The fleet mechanic is fixing the Land Cruiser. It was a very complicated problem, almost took it completely down. We had an annoying little rattle back here from the old spare tire carrier. Serious problem. I'm surprised that it's still running, to be honest, but I think it will be okay.
So far, not a problem with the Jeep. So we made it about 600 miles for the first day, and we decided to get a little bit of sleep here at this truck stop, or at this rest area. And Henry is going to sleep in his little tent cot. Keith is nice and cozy in the back of his Land Cruiser. And tonight I got the old hammock set up. It's a little bit different this time since I don't have doors or windows or locks or anything. So I'm kind of nervous to see how this is going to go.
So, overlook in Colorado outside of Pikes Peak, and it's wonderful and beautiful and hot and worth the ride. We just met some awesome people. It was so cool.
They're gonna be subscribing, so make sure you like this video. What do you drive, Keith?
I drive a 91 Land Cruiser.
Have you had any problems yet?
It's just gotta watch the temps, you know, in the hills and stuff, but it's doing okay.
Keith, why'd you buy a Land Cruiser?
Because they're awesome, I guess. I don't know.
Oh. Because they're not Jeeps.
So his license plate says LOL Jeep, but your hood's been up quite a bit.
Just to check the oil. You know, nothing new.
Oh, so you're burning oil?
Well, it's using a little bit. It's probably leaking more than.
Land Cruiser's defense, it does have air conditioning.
That is true. We don't.
No.
So for this trip, we decided to go no windows, no doors, and not a real hardtop. So we are completely exposed to basically everything, like murderers and rain and tornadoes, where Keith, he's exposed to AC and tinted windows. I don't know if you can notice this, but this arm is completely red, while this arm is still white. Jeep problems. So we are actually headed to Tomboy, Colorado, which is an old mining town, Henry is telling us. And then we'll catch up there. So for the last 1,200 miles, we've been having this weird, well, my Jeep's been having this weird, like, whistling noise. We thought it was a bearing going bad on one of the pulleys. So we finally, now that we're in Colorado, we've done, what, I think 1,400 miles so far? We decided to actually pop the hood to see what that noise actually was, and it is the intake manifold is actually loose, and I have a huge vacuum leak basically coming in from there. So we're going to try to take care of that. And that'd probably explain why I had no freaking power. So now I'm gonna have power. So it's kind of hard to see, but I believe it is leaking from right there, and probably also down in there.
Oh my goodness, Jesse.
I mean, I don't know how much better it really can get but there is a whole bunch of.
Wow. I guess heat and vibration have loosened up your manifold bolts quite well. Oh, I've lost the socket. Climb aboard.
See, I work on it by standing here. Henry has to climb into the engine bay with his sandals on.
Real men do it. You know, I wasn't gonna until I put on my plaid shirt. Then I was like, you know what? Let's do this.
There's some hot girls over there. Can I zoom in?
Wait, did you tighten this bolt?
Creepy.
Well, you're missing one.
No, the one in the one corner, it stripped out of the block a long time ago. that's for the header though.
Let's drive this to Colorado. Does it have old bolts? No. It doesn't. They were quite loose. And we're indeed losing that those manifolds separated from the motor, sucking in air. Exactly what you need when you're trying to get through the mountains. No power. Plus the gas out here is 85 octane. My Jeep has never idled so smooth. I need a 9/16 deep socket because I can't get there from here with this setup. I would say that all the bolts in this back section were at least a half turn or a full turn from tight. So these bolts, which are a combination of nuts and bolts, are they all share the same. Let me start over. These. Is this what happens? The bolts on these manifolds are in junction with holding the exhaust manifold and the intake manifold to the block, to the head, and they've come loose. So the intake is separated from the motor, sucking in air, and it started making this weird sound.
I did put a 136 amp alternator in and a new 3-core aluminum rad back when we were at the shop, which let me tell you, this thing has never ran so cool. I'm below 210, which is ridiculous because normally I run about 220 and then I just overheat and I just keep going because I'm so sick of it always overheating. Or I have to turn on the defroster and then I lose all my amperage from my alternator and my battery's in charge and that goes to 0. So now I fixed both those problems for this trip.
Fire it up, see if you get this thing stuck.
We're just gonna ignore that knocking, ticking, blown up motor sound.
It's idling lower now.
It is idling lower. It's knocking lower. Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, that's all it was.
We're gonna get cleaned up and we're gonna try to get to
Black Bear Pass to head up to Tomboy, where black bears are.
and Tomboys.
No, Tomboy's the name of the town. I didn't come up with it.
It's like the gayest name I've ever heard before. I get it. So yeah, we're gonna try to camp out at the trailhead there, and then we'll see you when we get there. Hopefully.
Yeah, boy, if we get there.
If we do. It's only 5 hours from here.
10.
In Jeep hours. 10 Jeep hours, 5 real hours.
Yeah. By walking, it's 3.